Haha, da hat er sich gedacht, er kann eiskalt das ganze Spiel an einem Stück aufnehmen. Aber nein, he gets disturbed all the time. So. Ja, insofern mache ich halt jetzt weiter. Ich glaube, das ist Folge 4 oder so. Ist ja auch egal im Endeffekt. Wir sind in der Train Station. Mal schauen, was es hier gibt. An old map encased in glass hung on the wall. It was the train routes connected to that old station. As I looked at it, it seemed familiar. Of course, the map I found in those tunnels had similar locations marked, and the notes I found on the other man's bookshelf. His notes mentioned the water tower, and even this train yard. What was he doing coming back here? Very good question, my friend. Very good question. Oh. Okay. Leck mich am Arsch. The old train was ripped open, hanging from a shred of metal. As well as the broken fence, was a dark-stained patch of cloth. And hanging from a shred of metal as well as the broken fence was a dark-stained patch of cloth. So, mine. It looked synthetic, like some kind of hardware. Inside the train's shell, I could see a few faint impacts like wounds. Could they have been bullet marks? Was somebody shot there? The ground was well worn, though. I couldn't really make anything out. I realized I was touching the gun I had found as I thought. Okay. Wir haben einen möglichen Gunfight, aber keine Leiche. Ja, wir bedenken, dass wir bislang eigentlich doch schon eine überdurchschnittliche Anzahl an Leichen gefunden haben. Ist das eher verwunderlich sogar. Ziemlich große Train Station. An old ticket booth that looked fairly ruined. Inside the ticket window were sheets of paper and... Wait. What were these? Train receipts? I thought the receipt I had picked up might match these, but of course not. This station had been closed for years. The ticket must have been for the newer station that opened up on the other side of town, after this one was abandoned. However, I noticed a series of fresher-looking paper covered in tiny notes, scribbles and diagrams. Aber soweit scheint es hier nichts zu geben. Dann bleibt uns ja eigentlich auch wirklich nichts anderes übrig, als einfach hinaus in den Wald zu gehen. So habe ich das Gefühl auf jeden Fall. Ich glaube, es ging hier lang. Ja, genau. Wir haben theoretisch zwei Wege. Ich nehme jetzt einfach mal den zweiten. Ich hoffe, das wird jetzt nicht irgendein Rätsel. The warm picnic table stood within a circle of trees, like an altar. It was covered in faint markings and carvings from who I assumed were previous campers and hikers. Oh, river. The path ended in a cold-looking river. I wasn't sure if it was safe to cross like this. Did I cross? Not really. In that darkness, it didn't seem wise to try. Maybe there was another option. Genau das. Also, wenn das Spiel schon so kurz ist, dann will ich auch versuchen zu überleben. Obwohl ich auch gar nicht weiß, ob man hier überhaupt sterben kann. Trampled into the dirt and grass was a plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. I pocketed the credit card. Hopefully I could find my driver's license too. Okay. Through the fence I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. I wondered if I could find my way around. Wahrscheinlich hier. Da ist noch ein Bath. Oh. Oh Mann. B, das wird so ein Waldverirren-Ding. Was zum Geil liegt hier alles? Oh. The cheap dome town 2 people. I shone my flashlight inside. I could see some bedrolls, 2 backpacks, and a cooler. Okay. 2 folding camping chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. There were a couple of cans of beer spilled on the ground. There was a fire pit there. It was still a bit warm and a few embers still burned at the bottom. Okay, es kann also nicht so lange her sein, dass die Leute hier waren. Oh. No, no, no. Don't. Bonk oder so. Ich weiß es nicht, ich kann es nicht ganz lesen. Auf jeden Fall ganz viel No, no, no. Oh. The sign was the same as the first one I had seen. This must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. I had finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return here. And that's why I went back to at least search the house. The gravy sink had a small patch in it that looked almost clean. Tasty. Hä? Ist das ein Brett? There was a damp smelling plank leaning against the store door. I might have been able to cross the river with it. I managed to carry the plank under my arm, so it didn't get in the way. Gar keine so schlechte Idee eigentlich. Ich meine, klar, wir haben zwar jetzt den Exit gefunden, im Endeffekt. Aber mich würde ja doch schon jucken, was ich auf der anderen Seite des Flusses finde. Ich glaube, wir sind durch die Mitte gekommen. Gehen wir nach links. Okay, das hört sich nach Schritten an. There were some personal effects shoved back into the rock. Wait, there was a notebook there. Inside the cheap dollar store notebook was page after one page of names and lists. None of it made much sense. The newest page contained several names. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose and Rachel. Rachel? Wait. Her name was last on the list and had a mark beside it in blue ink. The names Daphne and Olivia had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather, Rose had also been crossed out, but his marks looked older and more faded. Also falls hier irgendein Serial Killer Case ja, quasi existiert, finde ich es unglaublich verwunderlich, dass niemand draufgekommen ist. Da wohl irgendwie überall irgendwelche Sachen rumliegen. So. Ich hoffe, ich bin richtig. Ja, sieht gut aus. The plank I found was long enough to form a crude bridge, but I wasn't sure if it would hold. Still, I crossed the river. Whoa. Okay, Müll. 2 bodies, 2 young women, were halved up into the hasty shallow grave between the trees. The younger looking one was still face up, her dazed eyes gleaming against my flashlight. They deserved better than that. Yeah, I tried to cover them up a bit more, and I closed the young woman's eyes. I fashioned a crude marker. I wasn't sure why, but I felt I had to do something. Oh boy, fuck my life. Ziemlich kranker shit. Did I cross back to the other shore? Of course I did. After all, there was nothing left for me here. This poor woman. But still, I had to get out of there. Ich muss einen Weg nach draußen finden. Und ich weiß, wo einer ist. Ich muss nur wieder zurückkommen. Ich glaube hier lang. Und dann rechts. Und dann links. Und nein. Genau. Ne, doch, wir sind richtig. Wir sind richtig. Ich habe soweit eigentlich alles durchsucht, deswegen. Through the dense trees, I could finally start to see some light. I must have been at the edge of the forest, though I wasn't sure where the path ahead would lead me. I could almost feel the cryptic notebook in my pocket as I tried to think about what it could mean. And where were the campers who had abandoned the site? Would I meet them too? Though the path ahead of me was less dense, I still felt guarded and wary. Who knew what was ahead? Ich habe echt ein ungutes Gefühl. Vielleicht hätte ich die ganzen Sachen doch nicht mitnehmen sollen. Im Endeffekt trage ich Beweismaterial mit mir rum. Oh Mann. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I had worked as a machinist for all those years. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. But to tell you the truth, I wasn't quite sure. Whoa. Gott. Das hat mich jetzt erschrocken. One of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking off to the other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear, and cobwebs had collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving any power. The door was locked tight. It seemed to be connected to the power box besides it, which made no sense at all, but hey. This door was locked shut. There was a little electronic box under the handle. A sign was pasted on the front that said "Danger, closed for repairs." Dann bleibt uns ja wohl nichts anderes übrig, als hochzugehen.